National home prices lifted 0.36% in October. That's set a new peak. Joining me is business reporter Edward Boyd. Ed, homeowners, prospective homeowners, wannabe homeowners now need to see all this data, perhaps lifelong renters. I don't know. Prices are up almost 5% this year. It's putting more pressure on the Reserve Bank to lift interest rates next week. It's looking most likely, isn't it?
Look, you talk to virtually every economist in Australia thinks the cash rate will be going up next week, and quite a few of them think we're going to get 2 more interest rate rises. If you look back to the recent inflation numbers for the September quarter, the main things that added to inflation, it was oil prices, in other words, petrol that we were paying at the petrol pump, which adds cost to transport, logistics. It filters through into supermarkets, pushes up prices everywhere. So that was a big input. The other one was property prices. Now, according to PropTrack, property prices are up almost 5% this year. This is the price increases in just the month of October. So you can see nationally, the sort of median house price is now about $760,000, just under $760,000. Sydney prices up 0.4%, Melbourne up 0.3%, Brisbane up 0.5%, Adelaide up pretty strongly as well. So the other big factor contributing to inflation was property prices, and it was also rents. And we heard from the new governor of the Reserve Bank, Michelle Bullock, just last week in a speech, and she basically said she's not expecting rental increases to peak for another 6 months. So rents are, in other words, going to keep contributing to inflation. So it all puts a lot of pressure on the RBA. Michelle Bullock appeared before federal parliament or Senate estimates last week, and she played her cards pretty close to her chest. She didn't want to give away what the Reserve Bank were thinking about when regards to the cash rate next week. She did say they were still looking through the data. So she wasn't giving anything away. Lots of economists think rates are going up. It's going to be interesting to see what happens on Tuesday. Melbourne Cup Day, we're probably going to see another cash rate rise.
Okay, well, let's hope most people pick the winner and it's not a favourite. Some cities are still lagging behind others, of course. Melbourne, Hobart, Adelaide, they're certainly not like Sydney prices, are they?
They're not. There's a few reasons for that. There's lower stock on the market, particularly in Hobart, which has contributed to weaker prices. Buyers are just simply not as confident in some parts of Australia as they are in others, because when property prices keep rising and rising and rising, more people put their homes on the market. They feel like they can get a good deal. This is PropTrack's chart just showing property prices going back to about 2015. You can see the massive peak in 2020, 2021. This is annual house price increases. You can see prices fell during 2022, but as soon as calendar year 2023 started, prices started to rise again. And it's really been surprising to a lot of economists and market forecasters, people that watch the property market closely, just how quickly, how rapidly prices have fought back and are now higher than the peak that they hit a couple of years ago. So prices, the outlook for prices is they're going to keep rising, which is really a bit of a surprise to a lot of forecasters who thought the property market was going to be subdued, with lots of people on fixed rate mortgages coming off, having to pay higher interest rates, needing to put their homes up for sale because they can't afford the interest rate payments. That hasn't happened. So prices continue to rise, and it looks like they're going to keep rising into next year.